Alright guys, what's going on? We've got the 9th war of Season 21 here, and today 4 Loki's going to be facing GOW, or Gods of War. These guys are really good. They did a great job clearing our map. I guess they're Platinum 1, or they were Platinum 1 last season. But they played really well. They played like a Masters Alliance, so yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at their map here. They've got Korg on node 23. Let's see here. They've got a Professor X on path 9 in section 1. That's interesting, but that fight can be ghosted pretty easily. I don't see a Nick Fury on path 5 in section 1, so that's interesting. Nothing really of note here. Invisible Woman on path 4 in section 1. I feel like she's better utilized on path 4 in section 2, but I could be wrong about that. And then Power Snack, we've got Ebony Mom. Let's see here. We've got another Doctor Doom on Buffet. That is always a nightmare, and I am going to be taking that fight. And then a Thing Boss. So nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. I don't see anything that looks too crazy. Omega Red on Encroaching Stun. I feel like that Omega Red should probably be on offense, but who knows? Maybe they already have another one. So we're going to go ahead and select our team here. And just so you guys know, this is going to be a really short war for me. It's also going to be a really sloppy war. I'm going to have 2 pretty good fights and 2 pretty poor fights. So this first fight here is going to be Invisible Woman on Steady Build-Up Fury and Long Distance Relationship. So if I have 3 debuffs on me, she's going to gain a Fury buff, which isn't a huge deal. It's a lot worse when they go unblockable when you have 3 debuffs, but I am going to mess up in this fight. So I keep missing. I missed a parry there, and then I took a full combo. Luckily she didn't have the Fury up yet at that point. So I'm kind of trying to get some willpower healing, but you can see like I just cannot get a parry off at all. So now I'm in the corner, and she's invisible. And I'm actually really comfortable fighting Invisible Woman. So there I went ahead and got rid of her invisibility. And you can see even with like the weakness debuffs on me, I'm still doing pretty good damage. So yeah, fight's pretty much over. I don't think there's anyone there that could give Omega Red a ton of trouble. So then here, this is going to be node 23 Korg as always, and we actually have the White Magneto pre-fight ability on here. And that's actually going to make this fight a little bit harder for me. In theory, it's a really good idea, but you'll see that when I parry with Omega, with that pre-fight on, it knocks me back pretty far. So I'm going to have a really tough time keeping spores up on the defender. The spacing with Korg already feels pretty tight with Omega as it is. Like sometimes I'm standing next to him and I feel like I should definitely be building up spores, and I'm not. I'm losing spores. So this is just going to make it harder. You can see like by this point, I mean, I've stayed pretty close to him. I feel like at this point I should have had more than 10 spores on him, but I only had 10. The nice thing about it though is that it does guarantee your parry stun to land because it's a passive stun. He can't shrug it off, so that part's nice, but I don't think that I'll be asking to use this pre-fight again unless Kabam fixes it. I did show it to my battle group officer and he thought it looked strange too, like it shouldn't be that way. So either way, this fight's going pretty well so far. It's just taking a lot longer than it should. Right now, like, I'm doing less damage to this rank 5 5-star than I would have normally done to a rank 3 6-star in the same number of hits. And prolonging the fight is just dangerous in general. But you can see every time he knocks me back, I start losing spores if I don't counter immediately. So just going to lock in the few spores that I can get. Try to get a little bit of damage in. Gonna go ahead and use my special 2 here, and that will finish the fight. So I still finished at 80% even with the the issue with the parry, but there was no way to foresee that. So I'm going to be moving on here to this vigor node. This is going to be a rank 5 5-star Mr. Sinister, and this is going to be vigor and indomitable. I don't understand this placement at all, because if someone were to bring warlock, which would be like a normal counter for this lane, warlock would just destroy this fight. So I'm going to go ahead and quake it though. And Mr. Sinister is not stubborn, so I can do full deck style here and hopefully redeem myself a little bit from last time, last where I fought Mr. Sinister, and I felt like his combos were kind of weird, so I resorted to parrying a little bit. But for this fight, I'm just going to do normal deck style, and it shouldn't be too bad at all. Another thing that should be noted is that for my next fight, I was told for this fight and for my next fight to remove the poison mastery, so just run half suicides to mitigate some health loss, but I forgot to do that, so I'm losing quite a bit of health here, which is unfortunate, and it'll come into play a little bit in the next fight. So that fight goes down really easily. For this next fight, I went ahead and removed my dexterity mastery because of what happened last time against this Dr. Doom. So I did remove dexterity, I just didn't remove liquid courage, and I definitely should have. So I did a duel. You can still evade Dr. Doom's heavy attack against the wall without dexterity, so that's not an issue at all. But I'm going to have like a little bit of an input error here. And basically what's going to happen is I'm going to get against the wall, and he's going to go through his weird like double concussion phase. And so during that time I just hold block right there. So I definitely swiped back. I think I just did it too late. So I did take a heavy attack there, which is pretty annoying. But it's not a huge deal. This is going to be my last fight with Quake. This is actually going to be my last fight of the war. None of the mini-bosses needed Omega Red. So there I'm just going to knock him back so I don't run into the same issue again. There's no point in risking it. And yeah, that'll be the end of the fight. So, not a great fight. I have done that before. I have the video up on my channel somewhere where I've taken a rank 3. I've taken a rank 3 Dr. Doom with Quake on that node and not taken a single hit. So I know that I can do it. I think I just like wasn't paying a ton of attention or something. I'm not really sure. I feel like sometimes if I have fewer fights or if I know it's my last fight with a certain champion, I'm a little bit less careful if I know I'm not going to have to heal them again. And I shouldn't be doing that. I should, you know, make sure that I'm in a position to focus all the time if I'm going to be doing war fights. So yeah, I actually forgot to take a screenshot of the final score, but as an alliance we had our best war. We died 4 times total, 1 time in my battle group. The other 2 battle groups had a great war too, so we did a really good job. The other team did a great job too. It was really close up until the end, and then we cleared the night before, and we just had the 4 deaths. I think they had already had like 6 at that point, so I think they just stopped boosting. But either way, they did a great job. Great job to Gods of War. And yeah, there's 3 wars left in the season, so I will see you guys in the next one. All right.